Now I'm in it, and I've been trying to find my way back for a minute. 'Cause now I'm in it, and I've been trying to find my way back for a minute. Okay, won't put on an accent today because this isn't really uh, a story of levity and happiness and stuff. It's really not. And I'll try to get an angle that um, limits that light coming through. Um, so anyway, as you may know, if you've seen any of my other videos, the sweet Miss Siri Dahl just blooped into my life a week ago, um, and it's uncanny. It's the universe going, there's some reason why this happened. Um, but why that is, I still don't know. And as I say, maybe it's just so that I can put out this content now, and that I'm finally going to get the gratification of knowing that people are watching me. Um, Something that I guess Miss Siri Doll gets off on. I don't know. Maybe. Um, Maybe that's streaming culture. Maybe I will do an accent. It just feels more comfortable. So I thought I may as well just. I wrote this on her Report Fakes Discord page, and this was written previous to me finding out that we had the same tattoo and that we were inextricably linked together. So there's some parts of it that are no longer as well, you know. Anyway, I'll just go for it because this is going to be a fucking long one. It's a long story. Anyway, I start with this photo, and you can't see it, but it says Ararat uh, with the date and then Y pet. That was a doctored photo that my so-called mistress sent me when I demanded evidence that she was real. She had approached me on Adult Friend Finder asking me what I was looking for, and I was like, I'm down for whatevs. She said she was a bondage dominatrix who worked as an interior decorator and that she was looking for a new pet to train. That she was an independent woman who didn't need to be supported by a man, and that she wasn't interested in a long drawn out period of internet correspondence. I was going through a transitional period in my life, so I thought it might be a bit of a laugh, or whatever, so I said yes. To begin with, she told me part of the training was that I write her every day about my activities and that I worship her since she was a skilled, beautiful mistress who would never do me wrong and would lead me on the right path. And she kind of did in some ways. Told me to exercise and just seemed very caring and quite lovely despite her poor written English. Then, after some time, she told me I needed to pay $1,000 for training equipment, which I accepted and paid. Then she told me I needed to pay another 1,000 to help her fix up her bondage dungeon, which seemed fair enough. After that, she told me that before we could start training, I just had to pay a $1,300 tribute to like the bondage council or whatever. And since I didn't know shit about any of this, I stretched myself and did my best to pay it. And this one had to be paid in Bitcoin, which again I knew nothing about. Set up an account and transcribe the blockchain by hand. Anyway, she's like, almost there. We're going to start training really soon. But then she tells me her mum has cancer and she has to move to the country, and can I lend her $2,000 for medical costs? That's when I realized I was getting scammed. But instead of just ghosting out, I gave her a serve and asked her for evidence. And she was like, "How dare you question me? I am a beautiful, experienced mistress and I would never lie to you." But I pushed and asked for a photo with the date and where she was, which in hindsight isn't evidence at all. But again, I didn't know shit about spotting a catfish. Anyway, she ends up sending that photo, and I'm relieved and think it's evidence enough, so I apologize. Oops. So I apologize and promise I'll never question her again and offer to give her as much money as I can. I only learned that later that the whole sick relative thing is straight out of the love scammer textbook. And so it went on. Soon she had me on Kick messaging every night, which was nice during lockdown, I guess. By this point, I was broke as fuck, so when I told her I had no more money to give her, she was like, "That's alright. I just need to get my friends to send you money and you can change it into Bitcoin and send it to my wallet." Something about not having cash flow from her job, and I was so brainwashed by this point that I just accepted it and became her money laundering slave. Okay, so that's a photo, and I guess because it's in leathers and stuff, it did seem like a bondage type vibe. I just kind of, you know, and I guess that's why it's, I don't know, it started out like that, and so it says, "This was the initial photo I was sent, and yeah, I will give you an example of a message from my mistress. Good evening, pet. Space, comma. Hope my pet had a productive day. Space, question mark. Mistress is pleased to read pet reports activities. It's such a relief to mistress heart. Space, dot. Mistress just got access to her email this evening as her mum was sick and need her attention. Mistress is always here for pet as her goddess and only teacher, so Pet should be rest assured that he will always be in Mistress' mind, no matter what. A task for Pet. Mistress want Pet to masturbate to her picture, come to it, and send the picture for Mistress approval. Mistress. So many red flags. Why is her English so bad? All these things, and yet it didn't for whatever reason. It just didn't. I was so desperate for it to be true that I just fucking accepted it. um and so this guy, this chap on this German chap, I later found out, uh on her Discord wrote, "In hindsight, a new pet to train could have risen a red flag. Did you ever file a charge? This is serious criminality. There might be a chance police can investigate into her account and reveal her identity, or whoever scammer this was. Here's the right pic, by the way, from 2021. Did you ever make use of Google image search?" And so he sent me that photo, and um, ironically, on the original one, it has something about the real the real Siri Dahl. So obviously, my catfish has a fucking cruel sense of humor. So I wrote back to him. I didn't have a chance. I was so blind to all the red flags. Oh no. Oh yeah, I wrote back to him. In hindsight, there were so many red flags that I didn't realize until it was too late. In one photo, she had red hair. but then the next it was pink, but no mention of dying it. At the beginning, when I agreed to a relationship, she told me to delete my adult friend finder account and start emailing. Whenever I asked to talk on the phone, she just ignored me and wanted to talk on encrypted chat app. When things went to shit, I reported it to the cybercrimes unit, but it came of nothing. All I know for sure about her is that her email. Uh, all I know for sure about it is that the email was ellahugh32@gmail.com. Both the name and the number should have been warning signs, and I was so brainwashed and enamored by her that I never even thought to image search, and even when I did, much later, nothing came up. Thanks for the picture. I guess she didn't get the irony of what she was doing compared to the original message. And so I continue. I didn't have a chance. I was so blind to all the red flags. So for about 4 months in 2021, I laundered thousands of dollars into crypto right at the height of Bitcoin. At one point when I couldn't trade, she got me to buy Steam gift cards and send her the code. Because it was a supposed bondage relationship, she didn't want me to tell anyone about it so nobody could warn me about what was happening. I was currently doing therapy for spirit possession disorder, and at one point my gestalt got out and destroyed my SIM card holder. All I could do was rush to get a replacement so the situation could continue. When my friend found out I was laundering money for her, he berated me for lying to him, and I blew up and said he didn't understand and was just jealous. My sister told me I was being catfished, but I just didn't listen. Then, at the beginning of 2022, shit completely hit the fan. I thought everything was going awesome. I just got into Lego, which she wasn't impressed by, and was looking for a job. Then one morning when I was with my sister, I checked my email and I'd gotten this message from the fraud department of my bank. Dear Edmund, we would like to speak with you urgently regarding 4 OSCO transfers from a Klaus Posh guy totaling $3,030. $3,030. Which, you know, my my magic number is 33, so that's significant as well. Totaling $3,030 into your account. These transactions have been flagged as fraudulent and part of a scam, meaning the money you received was stolen. This means you have participated in money laundering, which is a very serious offence in Australia. Bank Australia will be reporting this incident to police, who will investigate and may be in touch with you. It is possible that you may be charged with an offence if you knowingly participated in the transaction. It will help the bank and the police if you are able to provide us with all the details you have about this transaction as soon as possible. To assist in resolving this matter, we need you to contact Bank Australia urgently. 2. Let us know how these transactions occurred. Were you asked to pass the funds to another person, organisation or bank account number, or via a Western Union or another cash transfer agency? 3. Provide us with any details you have about the transaction, including the location of any agencies used in transferring money onwards and any account numbers you are asked to send funds to. 4. If you still have access to the funds, return them to Bank Australia via deposit the cash blah, 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 urgently so the money can be returned to the original owner. We recommend you end contact with the person who asked you to participate in this transaction. If you have any questions, please contact the Financial Intelligence Department between 8:30 and 5. Yep, etc., etc. I freaked the fuck out. I couldn't tell my sister. They'd frozen all my assets. The only person I could talk to was my mistress, and when I finally got into contact with her, she said it would be fine. I hadn't done anything wrong, and that the guy who had made the complaint was just an ex lover who was jealous of me and wanted to get me in trouble. Shit was getting real, and I was completely frozen. I can't remember the ins and outs of it all now, but I finally told a support worker who brought me back to reality and helped me get a new bank account. When I confronted my mistress, she just completely denied it all and threw it back in my face. When I asked why we weren't together, she said it was because she didn't have the money that was frozen in my account, just another of the litany of excuses she had given me over the past few months. At one point, when she was meant to be coming back into town, she said she had been mugged by hoodlums. It was the most heartbreaking thing to accept that I had been duped by the person I had trusted my life to. No food, no money, so ashamed at the thought of having to admit the situation to people. Once I did, things got better. No one made me feel stupid, and I was resolved to move on with my life. And I did, for a while. But I'm a damaged person, so of course it doesn't end there. Jump forward to September, just before my birthday. The year had been a roller coaster. Lego hadn't been the emotional salvation I first thought it was going to be. My mood bounced around like a yo-yo. The job I got hadn't worked out. For a while, I had been losing my resolve and questioning whether my mistress had been genuine all along. Then I fucked up a promising correspondence with a nice girl when I got back on the bongs and she ghosted me. I was completely crushed and I caved. Hook, line, and sinker. When I wrote her apologizing for betraying her and wishing her and her mother well, she said she missed me and would I like to start the relationship again. Of course I said yes, on the caveat that we talk on the phone and that I would no longer be her pet. I didn't hear from her for a couple of days and thought it was a no, but then she agreed and we started talking on Google Chat. When she did ring, it was from some out of state landline. She tells me that her father has just died, even though I'm pretty sure she had already told me previously that he was dead. She keeps on calling me pet, and when I say I guess you'll always be my mistress, she's like, "Oh, do you want to sign a life contract?" Obviously, I say yes. And again, here's a photo from earlier that she had sent me, um, which was just so intoxicating, I guess. Then she tells me she needs $1,500 to sort out her father's estate so she can inherit his house. I have no money but decide I can make most of it by selling my best Legos. On the way into town, the universe tells me I'm doing the wrong thing and the clutch in my car dies. Do I get it towed to the local town and go home? Do I? Fuck. I get it towed to the city and sleep in my car until the Lego shop opens the next day. I couldn't get the full amount and end up transferring $700 into a fake account in the name of a dead lawyer because I'm too traumatized to do crypto like she wants. All the time, I think I'm finally going to be united with her, which obviously doesn't happen. I sleep in my car again and my phone's dead. I've lied to my sister. She thinks my car's been towed to another town and that I'm staying with my friend. But then I try to meet up with her, but I fuck that up and she calls the Lego shop and the owner tells her I was in the day before to sell all my Legos. When she finally picks me up, she's totally cool and we go for dinner for my birthday dinner. It takes days for her to convince me I've been scammed again, and even then I'm sure it's something else. I have a massive fight with this bitch and call her every name under the sun, but remember at this point I still think the life contract stands so I don't give up. I think she must be a drugged out hooker or something. But even after everything, she won't let her hooks out. Then I start talking to another porn star photo catfish on Instagram and kind of move on. Kind of. Things with the Nigerian Insta-tramp doesn't work out, so I'm still looking for solace from my mistress. She's not messaging me like she used to. Would go weeks without hearing from her. Then I wrote her that I missed her, and she asks what I miss about her, and I wrote this. Just how lovely you were to me and gave me hope to keep living. But I don't know what your intentions are. You broke my heart as well, but maybe I broke my own heart. I wish I could be your partner, but I don't think it's going to happen, is it? I'm sorry for the horrible things I said. I was really angry. I sold all my best Legos for you on a lie. I just wish there was a happy ending to all of this. I've been so lonely. I really want the love of my life, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. I wish you were my mistress in real life. Anyway, I hope you have a good evening. I hope we can talk again. And that's the end of it. Nothing since December. Didn't respond to Christmas greetings. Earlier I asked whether she was dead, and she said, "How dare I say that?" But maybe now she really is dead. Or maybe she just realized she's not going to get anything more out of me, so I'm a used up mark. Whatever it may be, it's a relief. Things have been up and down since, but mostly it gets better. And it's better that she finally ghosted me and I can move on. Then a few nights ago, I'm on RedTube, fuck Pornhub, and after I've relieved myself, I see an ad on the side of the screen, and it's her. Pink hair with glasses and a big shoulder tattoo, just like a photo I'd been sent when my phone was broken. I watch the ad again and again, and there's no doubt it's her. So I search pink hair and glasses, and I scroll down until I find her, and her name is Siri Dahl. And I'm like, wait a sec, isn't that gorgeous blonde slash bottle redhead with massive titties that I've jerked off to countless times? Yes. Yes, it is. Is that irony? Probably not, but Alanis Morissette would probably say it is. So I'd been catfished by photos of the same actress I'd been fapping off to for years. But this wasn't the same Siri. This was the Power Windows era compared to the 2112 era that my porn searches had always come up with. And this was who I had been coerced into worshipping blindly. Her face is etched in my mind, along with all the emotional connections that had been created through nefarious means. I'd gone from having seen maybe half a dozen pictures of the woman I had loved to suddenly having a near endless library of footage of her fucking, sucking, and squirting. And then I deep dived and found the safe for work stuff on YouTube, which suited my urge to see my mistress just as much, and now I got to say a lot more, to be honest. And my first thoughts were, this is awesome. But then after hours losing myself in fantasy and nostalgia, I started to feel really bad because none of it was real. She wasn't ever real, just an automaton functioning to make me her slave. And yet, the woman I'm now watching is fucking amazing. The realest adult performer to go mainstream, almost, since Sasha Grey. And she still fucks for money. And she's from the Twin Cities like MacGyver and Doomtree. And a nerdy pothead. And she's dead set, legitimately lovely, just like I thought my mistress was. Fuck, I'm in trouble. So yeah, that's about it. I'm glad I've got that off my chest. And I hope it's a cautionary tale for any vulnerable people who might fall prey to such love scams. But I guess if there's one good thing to say about my tormentor, it's that they have got good taste. So the moral of the story is that if it's too good to be true, it's probably a porn star. Now I just have to live safely in the knowledge that I've had Pandora's box open to me, and with great power comes a really sore cock. Jag tycker om dig, min interkärlek. Sov gott. Hej hej. And I may as well yeah, I won't read that. Anyway, that's the story. This is 25 minutes, so that's long enough. Um so that's that's the ins and outs of how this happened. And as I say, I later found out all the stuff, all of that, and this. So that's why I'm making it now. That's why I'm in your brain space. Um, and maybe you're out there and this has happened to you as well. And I'm really sorry because you know us gentle, beautiful souls, we're just targets to these people, and it's really not fair. And I honestly don't. Again, I don't know whether I was given this sign to put this out there and to make it known that someone has been doing this with her photos. Um, I've applied to be on Catfish, but haven't heard back from them yet. Maybe I never will. I don't know. Um, because it doesn't completely fit their wheel frame, but I honestly think it's a pretty magic story. Anyway, thanks for watching my Siri Go Go channel, my Siri Dahl Go Go channel. Hoping that it beats the algorithm and that my shit blows up when her shit blows up. Hope springs eternal, as I always say. And thanks for watching. Peace to the lovers. And I'm gonna keep this going, but because I've been so wrapped up in this whole situation, I forgot to report my income, which was zero, to the authorities. So now now my pension payment didn't come through today, so I'm having to wait around until my auntie transfers me money. I'm a fucking douche nugget. Anyway, thank you kindly, and I will catch you next time I rant and go on and make more clickbait about the sweet Miss Siri Dahl. Okay, bye bye. Now I'm in it.